Whoa, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to Bank Shot Basketball. And today we're going to be talking about the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat. You clicked on the video. I know what you're here for. You want to hear about Quick Buck, how the Milwaukee Bucks were able to defeat the Miami Heat in 4 games. This is really different, obviously, from the bubble. Very different from last year. So we're going to cover all that. During this video, I'm going to go over the different players. I'm going to go over the different storylines. I'm going to be covering everything that happened in this series. Well, a lot of it, the important things. And we're going to just go over like how we got here, basically. If you're new to the channel, be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and share these videos. If you have a friend you love debating sports, share the video with them. If you have a person who you know they love the Miami Heat or they love the Milwaukee Bucks, share this video with them. Word of mouth helps a lot. Now, one thing we really got to talk about is if you're new to the channel, be sure to tune in. I post videos weekly. I do reactions. I do trade predictions. I do signings. Right now, we got the playoffs going on, so I'm knee deep in playoff coverage. I'm up to my freaking eyeballs and just different graphics I made, different videos I'm thinking about. It's busy over here. One other thing I want to mention before we get to the video is I have a mystery prize announcement. I'm trying to get up to 100 subscribers. Once I get up to 100 subscribers, I'm gonna drop a video, and the first person to comment on that new video will receive my mystery prize. Now, what's the prize? It could be a Top Shot moment. It could be some money. You never know. But either way, I know I'm gonna be giving this away once I hit 100. I'm gonna be hitting you up on Twitter, Gmail, whatever I gotta do to contact you. I'm gonna get this out there. Now, anyways, let's go ahead and start this video because I've been wanting to talk about this. Let's get straight to this. Now, let's go ahead and start from the beginning. There are a lot of people out there that think the Miami Heat are a fluke. They think last year in the bubble was just a fluke and they just got lucky, and I just don't think that's the case at all. I think the bubble is extremely hard to play in. You got to think about it. You're separated from friends and family for months. So emotionally, mentally, that's kind of hard to deal with. Ask Paul George if the bubble was easy. Another hard thing about the bubble was there's no traveling, so guys are always fresh. People aren't out partying the night before. They're not jet lagged. People are constantly fresh and they're locked in for basketball. So if you're a person out there that thinks the bubble was easy, I don't even think you need to watch this. I don't even think we need to talk because the bubble was not easy. So let's just get that out of the way right now. One of the things that are different for the Miami Heat this year is they're lacking a little bit of depth. They didn't have some of their great role players like last year. Like Jay Crowder was able to help this team out a lot. He was a great 3-and-D player for them. They tried to add Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza is a pretty good player, but he wasn't playing as good as Jay Crowder did for them. They tried adding Victor Oladipo at the trade deadline, and sadly, Oladipo got injured before the playoffs even started. So that was a real bummer. So that was hard for them. So they didn't have that depth. And one of the main thing was their star players just didn't really show up. And I got to give credit to Milwaukee's defense because they were able to lock down a lot of guys that were able to get off last year. So let's go ahead and start off with Jimmy Butler. We're going to start at the top. Jimmy did not have a good series. From game 1, he shot 4 of 22. Now, he didn't shoot very well, but he was still able to take that game in overtime, but it didn't matter. The Heat ended up losing. And this series overall was pretty tough for him. As I said, they had Giannis on them. They had Drew Holiday on them. Drew Holiday was a good acquisition for the Milwaukee Bucks, and he's already paid dividends for them already. Throughout the series, Jimmy Butler averaged 14, 7, and 7. Now, that's pretty good, but from your star player, from your number one guy, that's not going to get it done. And the blame isn't all Herro and Jimmy Butler. His partner in crime, Bam Adebayo, didn't have a good series as well. It's kind of hard to win when your 2 best players don't have a great series. So Bam, he didn't play as well as he could have. He averaged 15, 9, and 4, which is pretty good, but I think Bam Adebayo definitely could have played better. Another person that we detailed in my past video called Burnt Out, is where I go over the Miami Heat's entire season, was Duncan Robinson. I said this in my old video. I said Duncan Robinson isn't as aggressive as he always needs to be. He's a phenomenal shooter, but at times he's scared to pull the trigger. So Duncan Robinson, the first game he played pretty well. He got the Heat going, but then he just started getting more passive. He was passing the ball more, and it just wasn't really working out for him. He just wasn't as aggressive as he needed to be. Another person who definitely needs a lot of blame for the Heat losing is Tyler Herro. Where was that superhero that we had last year in the bubble? Tyler has already been in a lot of trouble. A lot of people in the Miami Heat organization are concerned about him. They're worried about him out partying. They're worried about him enjoying that nightlife too much. One thing about the bubble is, like I said, it kept players focused. Once you're out of that bubble, you can go out there and have a lot of fun. I think Tyler was having way too much fun this season, and he didn't take as significant as a leap as people thought that he was going to take. Another big thing about the whole Tyler Herro situation was he was out there in some trade rumors. At the start of the season, James Harden made it known he wanted to leave the Houston Rockets, and one destination that almost picked him up was the Miami Heat. Why didn't they pick him up? They were hesitant to give up Tyler Herro. They felt like he was going to be a good piece going forward, and they just didn't want to give him up. And they also felt like James Harden wouldn't have worked with that Miami Heat culture, because James Harden, he's really known for partying. You put James Harden in Miami, it's lit, it's going down. But yeah, so they kept Tyler Herro. They let James Harden go to the Nets. So that was one thing where they messed up. Another player they could have got was Bradley Beal. I feel like in almost all my videos I mentioned Bradley Beal. He's another player they could have went for, and Kyle Lowry as well. A lot of teams wanted Kyle Lowry. So here's the thing. So Miami Heat, they don't pay Jay Crowder. They let him walk, ended up paying Myers Leonard, who they ended up letting go because he got in trouble off the court. They have Tyler Herro, who they kept, but he hasn't been playing well. They missed out on Bradley Beal. They missed out on James Harden. They missed out on Kyle Lowry. They missed out on a lot of big moves they could have made. So overall, the Miami Heat just had a lot of issues this year. As I mentioned in my video, Burnt Out, Jimmy Butler was out a lot at the start of the season due to COVID protocol. The guys just never got in a good rhythm. There's just so many different factors that went into this season that just held the Miami Heat back that I could go on about. And then that's not making excuses, because Miami Heat, they were still able to get in the playoffs. They were looking good before the playoffs started. But it just didn't end up working out for them. Now, we got to give credit here to Drew Holiday. Holiday had a pretty good series. As I mentioned before, Drew Holiday is definitely an upgrade over Eric Bledsoe. Drew Holiday was able to come in and contribute on both the defensive end and the offensive end. He has great numbers to prove it. And overall, I think he's a solid pickup for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's definitely can help be that third piece to Giannis and Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton also, he had a big series as well. From game one, he hit the game winner. He's proven more and more that he can be a Robin to Giannis's Batman. He's an efficient shooter. He's a great defensive player. Overall, Chris Middleton's not a bad piece to have. Now, going forward, Giannis, he had a monster series as well, but going forward, he's going to have to keep that up. And the next series, if the Miami Heat's out, if the Brooklyn Nets win, they're going to have to face the Brooklyn Nets. Now, will the Milwaukee Bucks be able to keep up with the Brooklyn Nets? I'm not sure. The Nets have a good offensive team. You know, you got Harden, KD, Kyrie, all those guys can score at any given moment, and their role players are great as well. You know, you got Joe Harris, Claxton, Blake Griffin. Those guys have been able to contribute. So if either Milwaukee Bucks want to win their next series, they're going to have to lock down on defense. And I'm sorry to all you Boston Celtics fans out there. I love Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum's a great player, but I don't think he's going to be able to stop all three of those guys in advance. So I kind of looked ahead a little bit. But speaking of looking ahead, let's go ahead and look ahead to the offseason for the Miami Heat. Now, one player that's going to be out there that a lot of people are thinking about is Kawhi Leonard. That's right, the Claw is law. And right now, the Claw and his Clippers aren't looking pretty good against Luka Doncic. A lot of people are thinking that the Mavericks going to take that series. People think Kawhi might get frustrated and bounce from LA. He definitely could end up with the Miami Heat. It's even been reported that before Kawhi recruited Paul George, he originally wanted Jimmy Butler in LA. Now, Kawhi Leonard's not a big, nice guy. He's not like a really friendly dude. He's not out there champagning and campaigning and hanging out with everybody. He has a small circle, and he only has a few selected people that he likes, and Jimmy Butler is one of the people that he actually likes. So could I see the Claw going to Miami? Definitely. The Miami Heat have a good culture that Kawhi Leonard is accustomed to his Spurs days. I believe Pat Riley can get anybody to Miami. Pat Riley just got to throw down his rings and people will sign. I think it'll be good for Kawhi. Obviously, they could Miami Heat could offer him some money. They have some expiring contracts. They still have a good core. I think Kawhi Leonard definitely could land in Miami, and he could be a good leader to them. Offensively, he can carry the load and score the points. Jimmy can handle the defense. Bam is there as well, and they'll still have Tyler Herro, but Duncan Robinson will be on the market. But overall, yeah, quick buck. This is a pretty sad video for me. This was hard for me to make. I felt bad about the Miami Heat. I talked about how I was worried about the Miami Heat in my burnt out video. I talked about players missing time. I talked about their role players like Duncan and Tyler not taking that significant step as they need to. I talked about all that in my last video, so when it all came into fruition in this series, I felt bad. I felt like I jinxed them, but I kind of saw it coming. I was hoping the Bucks would lose, but that's not the case. But I give all respect to the Bucks. I'm not gonna be a sore loser about it. It's totally fine. I think it'll be interesting, as I said, to see that next series with the Bucks and the Nets. But yeah, overall, I just want to make a quick video. I want to get in and out. As I said, be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Be sure to share them. Once I get to my 100 subscribers, I will be doing that mystery prize giveaway. You can win a Top Shot moment, or you can earn some cash. What's that Venmo? What's that Cash App? I can hook you up. But anyways, my name's Lazy. I've been keeping it 100, and always be sure to tune in because I'm dropping a lot of videos, so just try to keep up. But anyways, with all that being said, I am out of here.